M0FXB. Here we are with the new Ailunce H1 DMR radio, very similar to the Anytone 878, but not the same. It does not have Bluetooth, but it does have APRS DMR, analog, receive and transmit. That's got to be good. And a very nice website from Ailunce/Reaource, all about this radio, which is basically VHF, UHF, GPS. It does actually work on PMR airband and GMRS, but whether that's legal, and look at it, you can have a black background, blue background, white backgrounds. It's completely customizable, 2,900 milliamp hour battery, and of course DMR, and 500,000 contacts. But anyway, over to the software, which you can download. If you go to my link, just scroll to the bottom, you can download the contacts at the bottom, and you'll just see it there. Look, if you look at the bottom, you've just got, it just says firmware software, so you click that, it downloads the CPS, and when you run it, it looks like this. I'm going to just end that. Very similar to the software, I would say identical software to the HA1UV that I've got and the HA1G, the GMRS version. So it's actually their new sort of, I don't know, what do we call it? Their new version of software where you can actually use the same software to program different radios and to upload firmware. So that's got to be good. So let's have a go at connecting. So we've got the cable connected just here. I've just plugged it into my PC. It came with it. It's an Anytone Reaource cable. It's not a Bofun cable. So we're going to go right click here. Let's move that over. Right click, device manager, and look at my COM that it's given me. Double click COM on the left. Scroll down a bit and we're looking for the cable. There it is there. It's come up. 2303 USB COM12. Okay. So we're going to go like so. Now I've never done this before on this radio, so we're learning together. So connect device, and we want 12 we're looking for at the bottom. Model H1, brand new model, but you can see that the other models available, the two I mentioned, 1UV, HG, and the RB58. Don't even know what that is. H1, and look, straight away, it starts to read the radio. Now, I've not put any, I think I put a couple of channels in, and you can see that the radio is saying reading data. So I'm not sure if I've got the CSV file for this radio. I've got it for the Ailunce HA1 and HA2 or HD2, is it? So there's your HD2, very sort of Motorola looking, but this radio is different and ticks different. I know because I've been tinkering with it, and it is different, although it does a very similar thing. Okay, so it's read the radio, it's seeing my firmware, my host version, and the type of radio. Let's just look at operation. So look, we can read and write, which we've already read. Look, it even shows a color screen on the radio. Communication port and firmware. And it's telling us how to do the firmware. Turn off the power of the walkie-talkie, press and hold the PTT and turn on. And then select file, and download. So the firmware is really easy. I haven't got any new firmware at the moment. Let's just go through the settings then. Channel information. Let's put in, shall we put in a couple? Now, the thing that's interesting is that it does DMR as well. I've never used a code plug like this that uses DMR, but if you look here, it's got analog and digital. So I probably need to add a contact in there first. So let's go to channel information. Let's add an analog one first. I'm not going to do with the VFO A and B. I'm just going to do the channels there. So channel 1, I'm going to put in my hotspot. So I'm going to go 431.550 digital power. I'll leave it low because it's in this house. Channel 1, is that the name as well? It is, so we can put hotspot. power step. Now, the important one is the TX contact. So this is where we need to add some contacts. Radio ID, I've already put mine in. So I would say the contacts are called priority or local, so I'm not sure which one to choose yet. Let's go to now put my node in. So we're going to put in the word hubnet here, like so, which is 434. Sorry about this. 434 5.550, and that is analog. We're going to need a tone. I'll leave the power low, and we're going to need a transmit tone of 77, and we've got the name in. That looks like it will work fine. Let's go to common settings here, see what that is. Look, so when you hit the word common just here, opens up a list really. So settings, so my radio ID, which I'm surprised that's not in there, because you know, I did read from the radio. You think, or is it saying that it's number one? Can I go 2, 3, 4, 1, 4, 3, 7? Well, I've put it in there anyway. Squelch, we'll set it at 3, although it doesn't matter with DMR so much. Squelch normal level. Squelch normal. No, I got that wrong. So 3 is how I like it, and then open squelch should be 0. And tight level. Okay, you can select type basically. Mic gain, VFO steps. I don't know what hidden mode is, so we're going to read that in the manual. Tone burst, night mode. Yeah, we know we've got that. Outdoor sound mode I selected. Display. So it's all that kind of stuff. Settings, display. It's more visual, and GPS here is on. Ranging, weather channels. Look, you've got your different weather channels. Digimonitor is on, so that opens up so that you can pretty much receive anything, but you do have to be on a certain frequency. So if you're listening to a repeater or your hotspot and you just want to hear everything on that frequency that you have set, or your repeater is set, you can turn all these on and it should hear everything. But when you transmit, that's another matter. So FM radio, look, we can set some shortcuts here. So let's just go 9430, which is what I listen to really. No, I did that wrong. So 94.3000. That's it. Add to scan. Why not? Just go yes. So that's that. Power on. We can bring in an image of 160 to 128 megapixels. So I would use Paint to create an image of that size. Really easy. Just open any image with Paint and then set the size. I'll make a separate video. I never tend to scan on my DMR radios, but you can create scan lists. So it looks like they've gone for it on the scanning thing. DMR services. So we've got encryption, which I don't use. Quick text. Never done that. You can create priority contacts. Never done that. Local address contacts. Now that's probably the main contacts list. So I need to look closer. Receive group list and talk alias. If you set this higher, it will transmit more info, but 8 is the highest one. Receive talk alias display. I'm going to turn that on. And analog. Let's have a look at APRS. And then you've only got one page. APRS and common. So I'll leave the modem off. Let's see if we get our call sign in there. We're not going to do smart beaconing. Automatic transmission intervals. We can set that. You can set your manual coordinates here if you want. Just put mine in roughly 52, and I'm pretty sure that's a 2 there. And you can set east and west. So yeah, you can set manual coordinates. I'm going to make a separate video just on APRS on receive, because don't forget, we've got to think about APRS, DMR, and analog. One touch call. Never use that. There's our radio ID list. Why am I not in there? So 2341437 is my DMR number, and I'm going to call it M0FXB. M0FXB. So we've added one now, so we only need one really. So let's go back to operation and write that to the radio. We saw that at the top, operation write. And then we need to see if we can import a contact list. I'm going to try one from radioid.net, go to the dump database, and there's a user CSV there that I've just clicked. It's just downloaded to my downloads. I'll put the link in, yeah, it's Radio ID, okay. I'm not sure if that one will go in because you might need the special Ailunce one, but there's a CSV file just appeared. Okay, so that's just about to finish. It's did I click read, did I? Maybe I should have written. Let's quickly redo that a second. Yeah, I accidentally read, so I'm going back in, but look, I'm just noticing now there's more selections here at the bottom. Let's have a look. We've got APRS analog completely separate here, look. Let's just go M0FXB dash, let's do -5 for now. Check your symbol. Okay, we'll have to find out which one is the one I want. Okay, it is showing us. APRS text information, M0FXB ham. So it's allowing us to send messages, unlike the FTX1 at the moment, until they fix it. Then you've got all these paths and things. Okay, so normally I say wide 1, wide 2 is one that many do, and then there's quite a few frequencies there, but it's 144. Let's get it right. I think it's 144,800 in the UK. Nothing there. In that USA there, 144,3900. So I'm going to go 144.800 is the frequency, and I'm going to select channel. How do we do it? Do we set it in settings? Anyway, it's number 3 at the moment. Okay. Symbol. And then if you go to digital, you have to select a channel that you've dedicated. So you would put all the parameters into your channel first. Okay, let's have a look at received group list. If we add, is that where we would import? I'm going to have a quick look. One touch call, talk radio, let's receive group list, local address contacts, import, export, priority contacts, that's the one. So priority contacts is when you transmit, you key the mic and you have to select your contact. So if I just change that to 91, it's a group call and we called it worldwide, and we can add a new one. So a common one would be chat, called chat, CHAT, group call. Private is an individual. Chat is 2350. Add another. I'm going to do HubNet DMR, which is HUBNET. Group again, 23526, and I'll add another one, disconnect, which is, call it disconnect. Oh, actually 9 is a really good one as well, 4000, and we've got is that private? Pretty sure that's private. Now the number is the most important thing here, so the name actually isn't important for it to work, it's just for you to recognize it. So we'll add one more. We'll call it local, and 9 group. The reason you have a local one is that it's more of a connection between you and the radio rather than connection to a DMR talk group. So it allows you to manual dial. So you connect using talk group number 9. Then you go to the radio and select manual dial. I notice it has got manual dial. When I was looking there, I saw manual dial. Let's try this button. We will do that. So at this time, let's actually send it to the radio instead of reading. Back to the top. Oh, look, buttons here. You can set up your buttons. Look, short, long press the button on the top as well. Settings, power on, options, and you can tell it what to power on to by the looks of it. Power on, zone 1. Standby, you can change the colors that you're looking at. FM radio, we looked at that. Standby, scan, VFO. Channel information is basically your memory channels, but it is. I do think this is quite simple once you've got your contacts in there. And I know the contacts thing's so annoying, but on my hotspot, for example, we've got to go to contact. Yeah. And we've got to select one that, yeah, worldwide, the one I just put in. Otherwise, when we transmit, the hotspot won't work. So power option, let's see if I can, I'm only using zone 1. Power on zone A is 1. Will it let me select the channel though? So that when it powers on, it's on the channel that I want to use. Not seeing it, it just says zone 1. And it doesn't give me the option to select a channel. Time display, I've turned that on. Single screen. I know this is long-winded, but remember, this is DMR for you. So now we're going to go operation, and this time I'm not going to muck it up. We're going to go write. Okay, and it now says writing to the radio. Right, it says that it was successful. Let's go into memory mode. And go down to take the cable out, and we're going to just see if my hotspot's getting picked up. Hotspot is there. Hopefully you can't really see that. Let me just move that over. You can see in the background my little hotspot. Like so. And let's just key up, see if it activates. It should go straight onto, we need to go on the A band, which is the star button for A band. We're going to key. Okay, let's see if we start hearing talk group 91. That's what we want to hear. There's my Pi-Star hotspot dashboard. Let's give a call out. M0FXB, call in for a contact, M0FXB. Now, I'm not seeing myself going to transmit there, so I've still got something not set correct. Right, let's have another go. We did look back and our DMR number was not in there. Let's try again. Just key up here. M0FXP calling for a contact, Mike 0 Fox X-Ray Bravo. Right, I've seen my Pi-Star dashboard go into TX there. You can see at the top. No joy. So now the next thing, let's have a go. See, we've downloaded the contact list. Okay, I'm just going to wing it here. We're going to go import, and we're going to double click the list. Now it's showing the one I just downloaded, and it's actually showing the Ailunce one from a few weeks back. So let's try the Ailunce one first. No, it won't work. Let's try the import again. Let's go to user. No. So we actually need to find, let's go down here, radio ID. Yeah, we need to find from Ailunce if they're going to give us a nice list of the 500,000. Yankee, and I'm in Chelmsford. So once we've got all the contacts in there, perfectly, you'll start to get all the information. Now we've got some because some will come through using Talker alias. Kentucky, which is turned on. Just making sure it's all on. Yeah, it's all on. So if someone else is running Talker alias,
nice to hear you from Kentucky. And I'm just using them.
So it's working fine. So let me come back. I'm going to find out how to get the contact list to 500,000 and get that in there. But generally, yeah, I think it's a good radio, and we'll be making a video on receive and transmit APRS digital and analog and just all the ins and outs. But you know, DMR it does take a lot of learning DMR. Bye for now. Thanks for watching 7.